Hey guys, welcome back to Let's Talk,
Marriage.
where we speak marriage through.
Just don't do that. It still happens.
Yes, it
We
does.
just got back and we've been gone for this long break, and you still with the foolishness.
Why should I change?
I need you to change. We're supposed to be growing. You got to grow up.
I'm grow- I'm growing with you, dear.
Well, I'm glad that you're growing with me. Welcome back, guys, to Let's Talk Marriage, where we speak marriage through transparency, as my husband said, or as we always say every time we come on the show. We haven't been on in a while. It's been some time, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's been quite a while, quite a while.
Yeah, and so you are actually the one that wanted to come back. I could have cared less.
Yes, but then you also want to come back too.
When did I want to
You
come
say,
back?
so let's do this.
I just go with the flow of whatever it is that you want to do. So I'm always in tune with just you. That's how it should be.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. You're right. But I love you so much.
Whatever. But I'm glad that we're back. We can actually just come on here and talk about some new things that we're doing, some things that we have done. Your phone is just really, really, really blurry. Look at how we look, at least on mine.
I know it's my phone. My phone raggedy.
Your phone is so raggedy. It's ridiculous.
Oh, I disappeared.
How you disappeared off the
I
screen?
don't know.
Oh my goodness. So we are back and we haven't been back in a very it's been some months. So
Yes.
we're having some technical difficulties. If you guys are there, even if you're in the back screen, I want you guys to come on and say that you see us. And it's possible that your phone is just doing its
Oh,
own
that's
thing.
part of a different recording.
Yeah, it could be.
Mm.
It could be. So, but it's possible that we've done some little whatever it is, and we're figuring it all out. I don't even know how we got to where we are today, but we are here nonetheless, right? So he's over there touching stuff, and it is what it is. Like these are the things that happen behind the screen that a lot of people don't see. We even tested it. We did a lot of testing back and forth to make sure that everything was great before we even started. But we're here now, and it is what it is. You can go ahead and fix it, and here, just go ahead and put this up. I
Yeah.
mean, it is what it is. We're here. We are amongst family. The people that have been with us for a very long time, they know, who we are. They know how we've done these things, and a lot of them have their own shows and things like that too. So they've been through this, so they know what's. Yeah, turn it down. So they've been through the same thing. With that being said, we're back, and so my husband actually wanted to come back to talk about uh, families and what it takes, in regards to fatherhood. I have never been a father before. I don't ever choose to be a father. I don't want to be a father. I don't want
Thank
to be.
God.
I don't want to be a man. But I do want to be with you. I want to be everything that God says I should be, and that means that I should be female, all female. But before we get into all of that, we need to do some preliminary. So we need to let you guys know how you can find us. You can find us on where? Spotify. You
Uh-huh.
can also find us on iHeartRadio. You can find us on oh gosh, we're some of everywhere. We're on YouTube live as well.
Amazon,
You can find us
Amazon,
on Amazon Live,
YouTube
on
podcast.
Amazon Podcast. These are all podcasting sites where you can actually find us. So when you have the time in your when you're not in your busy schedule, come on and check us out when you're riding in your car and doing whatever you need to do. So we are in our new quote unquote studio. We're
Yeah.
actually in our bedroom. He wanted these cute little chairs. Y'all see these chairs?
Actually, she picked them out.
I did. Yeah, I was like, I didn't like the ones that you chose before.
You got
So
good taste.
I got all
You,
it. I'm just eclectic, so I just thought that the colors were
so
cute.
I'm eclectic.
No, I am.
Oh,
Did you say I have good taste or you have good
I
taste?
said you got good taste.
I have. Oh. Oh, you make me sick. You back with the foolishness. You are back with the foolishness. So, yes, I have great taste. I have great taste. I'm
Yes.
glad that I said yes to you. And so, before we get started, do you want to tell the people why we were gone so long? Or
Well, we needed to regroup ourselves. We had a lot of things going on. We were trying to get our business off the ground. We were trying
Mhm.
to also get our minds together. We need some mental time for ourselves at the same time and love each other. And actually enjoy her very much. She's my best friend. She's my lover. If I'm a cheat, I'm cheat on her with her. So she's all the above. I ain't gonna complain. She can't complain about me unless she just get mad at me sometimes.
oh my goodness. Well, I'm glad that you said all those nice things about me. It better be true. It better be real. Let it be real.
Hey,
Let it be real, real, real. So we've also we started our new business. Well, we did it years ago, right? And it takes some time to get certain things started. So if you guys are interested, you can actually go on over to www.neighborlycareservices.com, and you'll see that we are certified and licensed through ACA, the Department of Children and Families, and we are now able to accept Medicaid, but it's through the Medicaid waiver program. So we are doing big things. I need a hand clap for that. Can you hand clap me? It's the top one. Seriously.
what's he gonna say?
I shouldn't show you where your buttons are. So we've been doing so many amazing things. We've joined a new church. It's Victory International Praise and Worship Center out in Miami. So we are in the heart of the city. Let me tell you, it took us a little while to try to say yes to going to Miami. Our dog is barking. We have some company that's coming over there in the living room, and the dog is like, no. Nevertheless, so that's why you'll hear William barking.
Yeah.
But we've entered into the new church, and God is doing some great things and mighty and wonderful things in our lives. And I am super excited. You guys know that my mom passed away last year, and then his mom passed away 2 years
Yeah.
before. What was it, 2, 3 years?
3 years before.
3 years before my mom. So we've been really in like an emotional roller coaster.
Yeah.
So just when we thought we could come back, like we came back right after our parents had, passed, and then we tried to do this, and I just, for me, it wasn't working.
Too much going on.
It was too much going on. But now we're a little bit more settled. We've learned so much more, I would say. Would you agree?
Oh yes. Being with her and her being with me, we actually get a chance to heal each other.
You think so?
Yeah, because even when I was about to go down, you come pick me up, and you about to go down, I pick you up. So we actually was able there to be there for each other without leaving each other hanging.
I would agree. I would agree. It took that and the Lord, to help us. We are going to higher heights and deeper
Hmm.
depths in the Lord. I'm telling you, we've been praying a little bit more. We've been seeking the face of God for the things that concerns us and our household, and I'm excited.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm excited.
The thing is, when I look at the things we've been through all our life, yeah, I thank God for our tribulations because they made us stronger.
Mhm.
If you've been through something and it don't make you stronger, I think it's a problem.
Yeah, you know they're gonna get on you about that deep talking and that
Oh,
low talking.
I am so sorry.
That was now it was only an issue because your voice is so heavy.
Well, I'm gonna talk better.
Listen, everybody who's in the background, you guys come on in. You can comment, tag somebody, like the post, share it. We are also on YouTube as well. You can go on YouTube Live. Make your comments, your concerns known as well. And if we say something here that you may not understand, you can ask a question. If we say something on here that you like, say amen. Go ahead and post your comment. Tag somebody in this today. You never know who this may help. So now let's get on topic.
Okay, let's go.
We were talking about, the other day about fathers, right? Am I like interviewing you? Let me interview you. So we were talking about, oh, you're so weird. Don't be like this. So we were talking about fathers. Everybody knows that I'm a therapist, and as you can see, I talk a lot, right? But I'm a therapist, and I work with people who have mental health issues. But my niche is also working with people who have substance abuse issues. So I often talk to a lot of men who are dealing with some severe mental health types of things. And a lot of them are fatherless children. And I always tell these men, like, I can get them to a certain point, but it takes another man to kind of pour into them. And so my husband and I, we're always talking, we're always, conversing about certain things. And I ask him things sometimes that I'm just like, hey, what do you think about this, that, and the other? And he'll share those thoughts with me because it's from a male's point of view. So I'm going to go ahead and turn the reins over to you. But I'm going to ask you, what does it mean to you to be a father? That's one question. And then the other question is what does it mean to you? Because other men may have a different way that they see it, but what does it mean to you to be a man?
Well, number one, to be a man is to be a father for me. It's
Wait, to be a
man
man?
is like being a. It's like almost me being a father. It helps to be a better man because it give me a chance to make how shall I, to correct the mistakes I made all my years with my own son. As in, I could see, okay, I did this wrong. Let me help him do it better. Because nobody never asked, when you're growing up without a father,
Mm-hmm.
it's hard to correct or to get the correct criticism that you need to help make you a better man. Most men grow up in the voice of their mother all their life, and that's the sad part about it. Not really being bashful against a woman is not. It's it's hard for a man to understand how to feel as a man when he have a mother yakking in his ear.
No,
So
you got to give some examples on that
let
because
me
I
explain
can
to
I
you.
can hear
Let
the
me explain.
women.
I don't. I will take
Oh,
all. They can
go ahead.
come.
Okay, because I
The
can hear
thing
them
is,
getting mad now.
they
Go
can get
ahead.
mad all they want, but the fact of the matter is, you only can help but so much. But they gonna need
Who can only help us so
you.
much? Me?
Yes, you can help my son so far,
Okay.
but he need that man voice to help bring that best out of him.
So how did this come on me? Because I'm asking you one specific
Because it's a
question.
reason why. Let me
Oh,
finish. Let
okay.
me. You.
Give me your phone so I can tag some other people in this.
So the thing is,
Go ahead.
as a man,
Mm-hmm.
uh, I have to really say it was a struggle. It was a struggle for me to become the man I am and understand my role as a man because my father wasn't really there in my life.
Mm-hmm.
But I thank God for my mother that she allowed good men to pull something within me to
Uh-huh.
help bring something out of me until I understand the role of my manhood.
So what? Okay. So now we're getting to that. What is the role of a man, or did I miss it?
I'm getting there.
Oh, shut
So for me,
We haven't
once
been back in a while. We got the flow. Go ahead,
want to
baby.
understand the role that the responsibility from watching other fathers and other men to perform their manhood in front of me.
Mm-hmm.
I had to imitate what I see or saw until I understand my position.
Mm-hmm.
Once I understand my position, I understand my role as I have. Number one, a man have to be able to provide for himself
Okay.
before he provide for a woman.
And how does he provide for
And
himself?
he have to get up and get to work. He have to work. He
Right.
have to find some type of skill that he could home in that could provide him a living.
Mm-hmm.
After that, even after he find that and home in into it, now he get him a wife. He become a husband to a wife, to a woman. Now he coming to another level where he become a husband now. Now the difference is in between a husband. Now you become a protector, not just a man. You become a husband now. Now your role have changed because now you have to protect your home. You need peace to protect your home. So you got to have peace within you, so that woman can also help bring in peace into your home. How can you expect a woman to make your home happy when you're not happy with yourself?
Now you're getting somewhere.
So I had to see the happiness within myself and to learn how to accept the happiness that she would give me in return to make sure my home was happy. On top of it, after all this here, now it comes to where we begin to birth children.
Mm-hmm.
Now I come in the role of a father. Now I'm not just a protector and a provider. I'm a protector, a provider, and a teacher now.
Mm-hmm.
So now, as a father, I have to be able to teach everybody in my home, and as well, also have to stand up and be the man that shows my son, how a man's supposed to be, how he loves his wife, how he loves his children, how he loves his daughter, his son. Then turn around, I have to show my daughter the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
Now, as a father, it is the most highest honor, I think it is, to be able to have somebody look at you and call you dad.
Right.
And it do something to that man inside of me that made me want to just stand up more and boast and be a better protector and be a better provider. And if they don't have that within them, I don't know what to say.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like I ran into a lot of men that have children, but they don't have that zeal to be a father.
Oh, now that's something different. Because anybody could have children, but you have to have a zeal or passion to want to be a father.
Correct.
There are so many men that I meet, they have a lot of babies, but they don't know. I mean, because I believe that fatherhood, it takes responsibility. You have to think responsibly. And in the sense of like if you're having all these children, can you provide for them?
Correct.
Can you even provide for yourself?
Correct.
I don't think that the mistake is having the children. I think that, you know, sometimes the mistake is just having unprotected or unthoughtful sex and just tying yourself to women who you may not even want to be with.
And that's another problem. A lot of men think having multiple intercourse with a bunch of women make them a man.
Mm-hmm.
That don't make you a man. That doesn't make you a garden tool, I should say.
Oh, Jesus.
No, I'm gonna be straight frank. You know, because if nobody tells
I don't want you to
truth,
be frank. I want you to be Ilias.
okay, I'm gonna be true to the game. If nobody tell a man the truth that around here spraying your wild oats,
Mm-hmm.
doing all the different things with a bunch of women, think you make yourself a man. Now you come to a point where you meet this woman, and now you want to tie your life with this woman, but the problem is you don't give yourself to everybody else. And
Mm-hmm.
what if you can't please her because you don't please everybody?
Well, now you're going into our other talk. Now you're going to the next segment.
Now, how can you give something to your son when you gave everything away?
Mm-hmm.
How can you show your son how to conduct yourself as a man? Because why? You spread yourself thin.
Mm-hmm.
Now you cannot really tell your son what to, I mean, honestly, you can tell him what not to do. Hey, son, I did this. I was wrong. This here, but society right now got a fix. When I look at the statistic of single men, men ain't get married to the age of 45, and by that time, their body is worn down, and they want to get a young woman to get married to, and you don't want to look at her like, baby, what can you do for me? You can better provide for yourself.
Yeah.
And now you want a son at an old age? What you want to give him old genes?
Wait. In the words of our son, so you gonna give me some old eggs?
Old eggs, it's spoiled.
It's spoiled.
I mean,
It's been used.
The
and
DNA on it don't thin out on it.
Oh my goodness, you are hilarious.
So it's time for our young men to begin to see fathers and men act their role and be in the place. I remember back in the day, I used to even look at when I was growing up, men dressed differently, dressed accordingly.
Yeah.
They spoke accordingly. Even when the young lady passed by, they took their hat off and said, "Hey, young lady, how you doing?" They spoke to these young ladies.
Well, you're not that old.
No, but it was happening in the 80s as well. It happened even in the early 90s. After all of something, it just went completely it just went upside down.
Yeah.
I mean, even I remember men, when a hearse passed by the church, the men took their hat off
to respect
the dead.
Yeah.
And then we didn't drink in front of the church, or we didn't smoke in front of the church. Now men don't care; they smoke, drink, and do all kinds of drugs, and say what they want to say in the presence of a church, of a sanctuary. There's no reverence, no respect, even to the point where if you see a minister, you don't even care if he's a minister or not. You're like, oh, he's a man like I am. But hold up, let's respect a person in their position. We don't even respect fathers or children no more. I mean, growing up, I used to be around older men, and they refuse to cuss because I was there in their presence.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't want to disrespect or have such conversation because I was in their presence. And I'm like, this day and time, you men do not care. They have all kind of conversation in front of God knows who.
Yeah.
Older ladies pass by, and even to now. If I see somebody much older than me, my elders, I respect them enough, but I won't see certain things, talk about certain things because I respect them in a different way. So it's like for me, men have an utmost respect for their generations and others.
You saying they should?
They should have bigger, more respect.
Mm-hmm.
It's like where are?
Because I thought you said that they did, because they don't.
No, well, I'm sorry, I do.
You do.
I do.
But they,
You know,
but a lot
even
of them
till
don't.
I even still say yes, ma'am, yes, sir, even to the young ones. And I'm not that, but it's the respect I have for myself that I feel like if I'm going to show respect, let's start with me.
Mm-hmm.
But where we don't have that this day and time, I don't know where that even went at. It's just gone. Even on our television, it's no respect at all because I mean, God knows some of the TV show we look at, it scares me. And I'm looking at my son like, son, do not pick up none of them habits because now our TV is becoming the role model of our sons, not the fathers.
Yeah. Yeah. And then you have some of the fathers that are like, I watch these you see these YouTube videos, or you see these Instagram posts where the women will be doing all these things, and some men are just, they're still not getting it. But the people that we have encompassed ourselves around, or you have to change your algorithm. So for me, when I search, I don't search for those particular things. They can come up, you can look at it, and it's there. But I'm starting to see now where I see there are some men who are getting involved, who are
Yes.
cooking, for their wives, or cooking for their family, learning some healthier ways, of eating, learning how to respect their families. They're learning entrepreneurship and things like that. Like, you find what you look for. It just so happens that, I get the negative things that come to me only because of the field that I'm in.
Yeah.
And then I have to try my best not to correct it, but to help guide some of these people in the right direction, because it's ultimately, it's their life. It's up to them. It's up to every individual to want to correct whatever mistakes you have made, or whatever traumatic event that you've gone through, whatever soulish ties that you've tied yourself to. You have the opportunity to change those things. Number one, I am a Christian therapist, so you have God, and this is what I tell people all the time. God is the first author and the finisher of your faith.
Yes.
So you have to start with him. If that's not what you want to do, you at least got to start with yourself.
That's true.
You got to start with yourself.
You got to start somewhere.
So I always say, God, help me in my own just unnatural thinking, in my own ways, because my ways are not his ways. My thoughts are not his thoughts. The plans that he has for me is not my own plan. So we have to be very careful with how we handle even ourselves.
Yeah.
Because if we're not gentle and kind and loving to ourselves, it can really be detrimental. So,
And I would say having you in my life and you be able to speak things into me without tearing me down helps a lot. And I think a lot of women miss that. A lot of wives miss that.
mhm,
Instead of you tearing your man down, find a way to build him up. Find a way to speak to him that will help bring that best man that you need out of him. That will become a great provider. That will become a great protector. That will restore something back into you. We too busy looking at ourselves and thinking like a single spouse. Why don't we think like a married spouse?
mhm,
Uh, when I even look at, even where I work at, the men, they are, oh my God, it's scary.
mhm.
And I pray for my daughters every day. I pray that they find a man that at least look like, at least
Take a deep breath.
it's scary. It's like, oh my God, where
Mhm.
are the men these days that are standing up to be men?
Mhm.
Where are our men? Where are the men? Where then even and like I said one time, I said if the woman closed their legs.
Mm. But I mean,
Let me finish.
okay, come on. Say
Let me finish.
it. You got to be careful.
If a woman closed her legs
Uh-huh.
and put a higher standard, these men got no trouble to straighten out. Because these men only lower their standards because I promise you, I run into some women, they like their men to have their pants on their ankles, showing their dirty drawers. They
Mm-hmm.
like to have a man walk around here with goals in their mouth and looking like a rough rat. I mean, I got nothing against the goals, but when you walk around here looking rough, but you don't groom yourself, yeah, you walking around here trying to be thuggish, talking like a thug and being a thug. That is not living. That's not our culture. That's not culture. That's I'm sorry to say, that's a lower level of life. Because when you look at our culture as a human being, number one, is to have a family. It's to have somebody you could love, somebody you could protect, somebody that you could honor every single day of your life and grow a family with. That is true. That is true. Even the Bible teaches you that a man should not be alone. But we come to today's society where now we are beginning to see separation and a turn of our family so far till the men and the women just don't care no more, especially in our culture.
So, a lot of people, I think that they blame the music. I am seeing a lot more young people. There was a video that went viral, and this young teacher was talking about how uh, she plays like jazz and all these beautiful things for the kids, but they want to listen to, I guess the girl name is Red, Sexy Red, and she sings this song that says, "My her vagina is pink and her booty hole is brown." That's a whole song, but she says it in the most vulgar way.
Disrespectful way.
And I remember I came up with Queen Latifah, and she was saying, "Who you calling a B?" And then she was talking about UNITY. She was saying everybody to unite, women unite, and try and bring each other up instead of tearing each other down. The music that our children listen to is a big influence. Television used to go off. Television doesn't go off anymore.
We found that
Television
out.
is it stays on, and we found that out with our son. He was watching something, and I didn't know. I thought it was just a regular cartoon. But his godfather, when I said the name of the cartoon, his godfather said, "You guys got to be over there crazy, because this show is not appropriate for him to watch." I said, "Well, it seems innocent enough." He said, "Watch it with him, and you tell me if it's innocent." We didn't even know. So when we found out, by the time I found out about it, he had done watched all 6 seasons.
Five.
It's 6 seasons
It's
of the
six
show.
seasons. I
Yes.
got I got to write him a letter.
So write in the letter, because it's adult television, but they put it in a cartoon, and now the children are being poisoned to these things. Everything that looks like a cartoon is not. Everything that Disney even has and things like that. We have to be careful with what we allow our children to watch, because they are influenced by these things. I thank God that I'm able to homeschool our children, because the way the school system even is, I just refuse now to even let them go back. Even when we were thinking about it,
Oh my
and then I
God.
was just like, wait a minute, look at our governor and what he's doing. It was just too
It's
much.
scary.
Let's go to the comments. Let's go to the comments. We have some comments here. We have some comments here. What are the comments saying? So we have Sheila Johnson. Hey, Apostle Sheila. She says, "Women, be the helpmate that God has chosen us to be. Help your husband." And that was going to something that you said earlier.
Correct.
So we want to thank God for that comment, because, yeah, you have to be the helpmate. Now, I'm not going to say that I was always a good helpmate. I was horrible to you.
Listen,
I was
between
a
all them
horrible
thrones
wife.
you was a well, you came out to be a good rose.
Oh,
So
well.
the thing is you you had to learn to speak to me, but I had to learn also how to speak to you so you can receive from
I agree with that, because
it. If a man don't know how to speak to his spouse, his wife, to bring the best out of her, how do he expect her to do the same to him?
mhm.
We have to love each other as one entity. So if I love my wife like God loved the church, I have to love her like myself. So I love myself to the utmost respect. So I have to respect her so she could return it to me. That's so we can love each other to the according to the God, according to the word of God. He said, "A husband love your wife as I love the church." If me and you, he said, two is two or three is sitting together, he's in the mix. So why not? We are now here right now. We are in the mix. So guess what? God is here with us. Because why? We are the church. So I have to love my wife like he love us. So he loved me with all his heart. That's why I gotta love my wife the same way. It don't change. But we have took God out of our marriage and put him in the church.
I see what you're doing. We ain't doing that today. We ain't doing that today. We said we were going to talk about what we were going to talk about. Now we just got back. We just got back. No, we just got back. Fathers and their sons.
We're gonna stay on topic.
We're gonna stay on topic. We just got back.
Okay.
We just got back. Go to sleep. There you go.
But and this,
don't you still trying to? Okay. Okay.
This is
yeah. You see, I bumped your hair.
This is. But this also helped our sons.
I like this comment too. But go ahead.
It help our sons to be better men. And better fathers to their sons and daughters, and better husband to their wife. Because even in our own home, we promote marriages among our own children by being a good. I mean, I'm good to my wife, and she's good to me. We may get on each other's nerves, but guess what? We love each other.
We sure do. What you ain't gonna do?
What we ain't gonna do? We ain't gonna go to bed with an attitude.
No, we not. Not with no full attitude.
No. You gonna give me a kiss or you gonna eat some food later on, or how it goes. We gonna make up some type of way. But
yeah, he do like to cook. That's the way to my heart.
This is what marriage is all about. It's not about being perfect. It's about loving each other.
Well, it took me a while to get there. Some of you know my story. I used to be a lesbian, and even sharing that out loud, the backlash sometimes that I've gotten because of it, because I get some people that'll still say, well, you're still a lesbian. You just chose to be with a man. And I think that I'm just like, how the comments can be really brutal sometimes. And so, I'm going to say, and this is for me, so you can say amen, that God delivered me from a really a horrible place. And when I think about homosexuality, and I know I'll probably get hit for this, and that's okay,
Going off topic.
Am I going off topic? You want me to bring it back?
Bring it back. Go ahead.
So let it go.
Go ahead and finish that.
So no, but it's coming back,
okay,
right?
Okay.
So when I think about it, it is it's like women trying to be something to another woman that you can never be. So I was the stud in the relationship, and I was being something that I could never be. But once I've found the true understanding of what was going on, I have to close my eyes to kind of make sure that I relay this properly. Disobedience comes in so many different ways.
Amen.
And we have to be ever so careful, because the enemy desires to destroy us. And if we're not careful with who we're laying down with, because it is a different type of sin, and the LGBTQ community, they don't like to hear it. And I understand that. I understand why, because I was in it. But when you give yourself to the Lord, because they say, well, I was born like this. I say, be born again. Because once you understand the fullness of why it is beneficial for you to have a husband, and every man have himself a wife, you can. So I'm gonna go to yesterday. We were at and this is me going off on a little tangent. We were putting up the Christmas lights, and I gave him the wrong end. It was 2 male ends, and I said, oh, I gave you the wrong end. He was like, yeah, that ain't gonna get no spark. We need some lights. So you got to give me the female end. And this is true, right? You have to get the female end to put it in the male end in order to get a spark. Now it's not all to get light. So it's not even about like the sexual portion of it, if we are not careful, the enemy will take you out. And even if you know better, my grandma used to say, don't let the devil ride, because if you let him ride, he's gonna want to drive, and he'll take you far. He'll take you longer. He'll keep you longer than you want to be kept. So we got to be very careful. So from there, I got into this relationship with him, and I was trying so hard to be something that I wasn't. And I was fighting against me wanting to be the provider and the male because I was so used to that. And then jumping over in a relationship with this man who is a man. And I was trying to usurp everything that he was trying to give to me because it was foreign. It was foreign. But I knew that I wanted to say yes. I knew without a shadow of a doubt that there was something here between he and I. I loved him. I didn't know how to fully love him, but I knew that I loved him, and I wanted to see it all the way through. And I'm telling you, all the negative, the nasty things that were in me, and I'm not even talking about homosexuality anymore. The other things that were there, he helped to bring those things out, and he loved me into wholeness. And a lot of women, some of them are fatherless, some of them have their fathers. The fathers can be right there in the home, and they are not speaking life into their children. They're not speaking life into their wives. And they get with these people, they have these children, and then the enemy comes in, boom, and they grab their children, and then here comes homosexuality because something is missing.
Correct.
And we got to get to a place where the men are on the wall, because the Bible says when you find a wife, you have found a good thing, and you have obtained favor of the Lord. I promise you without a shadow of a doubt that when my husband prays, this house, for whatever reason, it gets, not for whatever reason, we know the reason, it gets calm and everything comes back into order. So it is up to the man. It is the man's responsibility to cover and to keep his home. My husband has done that and then some. So that's why when people say, oh, I think that you steal this, that, and the other, I just walk away. I say, girl, you don't even understand.
Well, did I say this?
I'm listening to you.
But I just realized something is really wrong with our society, because today men, they are looking for somebody to put something in them. Instead of looking, that's not funny. To put something,
God forgive me.
to put something in them, instead of looking for a woman to put life into her. And then a woman are too busy trying to not allowing the man to love her enough to put life back into her.
But if she's never seen
Let
it,
me finish.
if she's never seen it, babe.
Because she's too busy trying to be something that should have been something to her.
Well, let me ask you this. We've been married for 16 years. We've been together for 17, right? How long did it take for me to finally come to the understanding? It took how many years?
It took literally almost 6, 7 years, because I had to allow you to unpack all of that stuff to get to you.
So you were patient. Some men ain't willing to put up.
And that's the problem. These men are, like I said before.
But I mean, how can they?
They
I
want to
did
microwave
everything to you. If these people would understand what I did, you couldn't even share
Because-
that.
I'm explaining to you one thing why. Because when I saw you, God told me who you were to me.
Mhm.
It was my job to get it out of you.
See, you acting like Dr. Miles Monroe right here. He said, whatever Dr. Miles, see, this man be reading Dr. Miles, tell him what Dr. Miles Monroe said. Whatever is in your wife whatever is not in your wife and you want it, he said, you gotta cultivate. He said,
And it's a
you
man's
gotta
job
cultivate
to
it.
cultivate. Like I told somebody the other day, and I see somebody look at it. I said, we have took the femininity
Mhm.
and gave it a full life, and took the masculinity and gave it death. Because when you think about the man possessed both masculinity and femininity part.
Femininity. It's a lot.
Why do a man possess that? Because after the woman have loved his children, teach his children, feed his children, nurtured his children, she don't took everything out of her and give it to the children. It's time for the man to give it back to her. So his job to take the femininity part of him and give it back to his wife. That's why he's supposed to be able to go to his wife and hold her hand and squeeze her, make her feel love and feel protected. Not feel like to be a man and tell me, oh, I got to be a her. A woman don't want that all the time. A woman want to be caressed. She want to be loved. She want to be gentle. She want to be all that mushy stuff, as one pastor says. If you be good, the lights go off, she make you happy. But we don't get that part because we too busy trying to be the her. No, man, a woman don't want a thug all the time. She want to be loved. Women want to stop being a thug and start loving our wife. I mean, come on now. We sit here and we want to say, well, a woman this, a woman that. No, what about a man? What about you?
Mm-hmm.
Wake up, stop saying about your wife or your woman. No, what about you? Because she waiting for you to stand up to be that man you need to be. She waiting on you to speak up and say, and so she can recognize the man that she need to see, so she can make a decision and say, no, this is who I want to be with.
Mm-hmm.
A woman's scared to make a decision because why? These men's not showing the possessiveness of manhood to say, I'm able to stand up and be your man, to be your husband, to be your protector, to be your provider. Because nowadays I see more women providing for their husband than the man. I'm like, what's going on here? He's sitting in the car, she pumping gas. When did we start doing that? Only time you pump my gas because I came out the hospital and couldn't walk no more. Otherwise, if I could have got, I would crawl to pump the gas myself. But it's like, why in the world we are now in a society where the roles are changing? And that's what I say is demonic spirits. We don't recognize what's taking place. The devil had came in and snuck into even to our own church and began to separate our family to a point where we are confused on the position that a husband or wife has.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's time to be a father. How can you be a father when you don't even know your position as a father or as a husband or as a man? You don't know none of that. It's completely, you are clueless.
Mm-hmm.
Then somebody that should have poured life into you instead took life out of you.
Mm-hmm.
So when we're going to stand up, man, and say, you know, son, let me be the example, at least to my son. That's so he won't have the struggle I had.
Mm-hmm.
Let me be a man so my children won't see and pick up a garbage like I was back in the days.
Mm-hmm.
When we going to stand up and say, well, let me be the man to my wife so she won't have to go to the church and look for an authority figure in the church instead of in the household. I gotta go there. Or go to the club and try to find another man to make her happy because he ain't pleasing in the bed because he don't give everything out to everybody.
Listen.
Or he don't know how to cheat on her because his point is he should have cheated on her with her. Baby, let's go to the hotel because I don't want to be in the house with the kids home. I want to be kind of nasty today.
Listen, Sheila Johnson says God must be in the equation
all the time.
Listen, let me tell you something. I posted something a while back about, men and the women actually, because every Sunday we're not always at the church because the church is right here. And if God tells you exactly what to do, we go to the church house to be around people that are like-minded, and we, worship and we give thanks and different things like that, right? And so we have to be refueled. But we don't go every single Sunday. So we may take 1 or 2 Sundays off to spend time with each other. And then we have to have some time to spend with the kids, like, through the weekend. And I think because I don't have that problem where I'm seeking validation outwardly because I get it in the home. But there are a lot of women who are, like you said, they're going to these male pastors and they get involved with these men. It becomes like if these men don't know how to separate themselves, like they have to, your flesh has to die daily. If not, you're going to find yourself sleeping with these members. I ain't the one. I got a good husband. Ain't no way in the world.
No.
So I posted that, it was the day that me and you, we had gone to the beach. And I said, y'all got to see how these pastors' faces get home with your husband. Sometimes your husband wants you to be home. He ain't going to church because you are so busy. You're giving all the praise to your pastor. And you forget to praise the man who's been paying all your bills, who's been making sure all your stuff is doing what it's supposed to do. Yes, you may want him to come into the church house, but what are you giving him at home? What is he saying? Because he don't want no other man to be before him like that.
No.
Where you're praising the pastor and not your husband. Like, what they do that at? That is crazy.
And the thing is, if your husband worked all day long and you working all day, nowadays you got a household where the husband and wife is working.
Mm-hmm.
So you working.
I don't work.
We know that.
I ain't working on nobody's job. Get me pregnant. That's it.
7 to 3, and your spouse work from 3 to 11. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so y'all working these shifts, or y'all might see each other. Y'all might see each other at nighttime. Y'all home at midnight time.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all sleep. Okay, you have no time. You know, no social skill with each other. No communication skills with each other. Y'all basically spend time with the children, but alone. Okay.
Yeah.
Now Sunday pop up.
I'm just
you getting up and getting dressed, ready to go to church. Your husband say, dear, can we go out for breakfast this morning, just me and you? Oh, I gotta go to church. The Lord says we gotta send ourselves in the church. But dear, the Bible says, husband love your wife as I love the church. He gonna take it to church.
Mm-hmm. The church gonna be if it's done right.
Can I take care of you?
Mm-hmm.
Can I spend some time with you? Because we don't have no R&R time with each other. And then you get mad. Why he spending time with Sister Jody? Because Jody give him that her undivided attention.
Listen, I would have loved to have your aunt on here, but she her mouth is too heavy for this channel.
And I can't be beeping every 5 minutes.
Every 5 minutes we got to bleep her.
I love her, but
I mean, she said it. She said it so clear. She said, y'all around here, y'all in the church house, and the pastor sleeping with everybody on the pew, and you forget to go home and cook for your own man.
24 hours of the day, you only see your husband for 1 hour a day.
That's a problem.
And then the day that both of y'all are off, you then spend another out of 24 hours, only 5 hours, because you had to go to church, and then you had to go to your parents' house, then you had to go over here, and your husband sitting there hungry and mad because why? He see his spouse all day long, and possibly he probably want to get a busy with the wife, but guess what? He gonna knock on the door. You hungry?
Here comes Sister Jody.
You know why? The neighbor haven't noticed your husband for a minute, and notice he been home by himself for a good while.
Mm-hmm.
She don't clock your schedule.
Mm-hmm.
But you haven't paid attention to your surroundings because you busy. I gotta go to church. I gotta work. I gotta do this. But what about your spouse? What about the marriage?
Mm-hmm.
What about the reconnection? Even the Bible says that a husband and wife should come together. When the last time y'all actually came together, and I ain't even talking about sexually. When last time you came together and sat down and had a conversation
or prayed
together. I mean, sometimes your wife go out for dinner and actually sit down and have a conversation. It may end up talking about the kids, but guess what? We are having a conversation with each other.
Mm-hmm.
We're not sitting here chasing anybody because we're chasing each other.
Mm-hmm.
So when are we going to stop thinking selfishly and start thinking as a whole?
Well, I think that we should do a segment where we teach, because sometimes people just don't know how to do it. So I'm going to ask you one question. How were you able, besides saying God, because everybody's on here, they're Christian, they know. So besides saying, God, what were you able to do? Or what did you learn? Or even, no, how did God teach you to be able to love the hell out of me? How did he teach you?
I ain't love no hell out of you.
Oh, well, use a
different
terminology.
I love
then.
you to life.
Okay.
What happened was I had to look at my life. I had to look at my mother, my father, my uncle. I look at my whole life. And I think sometimes we have to wake up and look at our surroundings and our upbringing and find out what tools is garbage and what tools is useful. Because we right here holding on to things that we should let go a long time ago that could have made our spouse better or make our marriage better. So after I did all that, I had to look at it. I really had to be honest with myself. What do I want from my spouse? What I want from my wife?
Mm-hmm.
I want her to love me. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't want her to do too much anything else but love me and be her best version of herself.
Mm-hmm.
How can I get her to be the best version of herself? I have to love her to the best. And because I began to love her to the best, guess what happened? I began to see a better version. I began to see a version where I wanted to change myself,
Mm-hmm.
where I want to be better myself. Because if you with somebody and you're not elevating, something wrong.
Yeah.
And I think that's the biggest problem. Most people once they get married, they stop. You did everything. You date her. You took out to dinner. You call all the time. You sit down, look at TV together. You're on feed. You love her. You make love to her. Yeah, was spontaneous. Go out of town together. Y'all did things as and my sad part about y'all's in two separate houses and all this stuff. Now you got married and became and got together in one home. Why do I have to stop? Why can't I come to the door and meet you to the door with some roses and say, baby, let's go out to eat?
You know, I hate roses, but I do.
No, I bring juice for you.
I like it. I like food and orchids.
Exactly. Or call you on the phone and say sweet things in your ear, or take a picture and send it to you, or stuff like that keep the spiciness of our marriage alive.
Mm-hmm.
Why do we have to stop doing these things? Why do we have to stop because we got married?
Yeah.
No, you got married to better yourself.
I said the Sims ain't gonna beat me having sex. That's what ain't gonna happen.
The sad part about it is they shouldn't beat you.
You're right.
Because they have to go on a hunt like a lion, a tiger, and bear. Oh my! But you have a whole man in the bed,
a whole
woman in the bed, and you tell me y'all just laying next to each other, have tents, and looking at each other, talking about, well, what's wrong with you?
Or they're going into some other things, and oh my gosh, watching porn and
people don't understand. When you begin to entertain your mind with sexual orientation with other things other than your spouse, and visiting other sites and looking at this here, or you kill the spiciness of your marriage. You kill the spiciness of your own body. Now you wonder why I can't love her like I want to love her, because you want to love her like you love that, like you saw that porno star on TV.
And that is not real.
That is not real. That ain't gonna work.
That ain't gonna work.
That ain't gonna work. That's not life. That's not life.
Nope.
That's not life. And all that stuff they doing, that's editing. We need to do editing ourselves.
we know how to edit some stuff now. Yeah, that's.
Matter of fact, once you edit a juice, once you edit some food,
stay on topic.
Once you edit,
stay on topic.
Let me some candles and have a candlelight dinner with your wife.
You always make me blush when you talk like this.
Won't you, do some spontaneous, baby? Let's go out to, let's go here, or let's go to the beach. Like sometimes I like to go to the beach. Like I love going to the beach. She like to go to the beach and sit there. Just sit there. We just sit there and lay. We don't get in the water sometimes. Just lay down. You know why? It's the peacefulness of her being there with me, enjoying completely quiet. Mm-hmm. And sometimes through the quietness, you learn the most out of your spouse.
Yeah. Especially with no kids.
When we went to my birthday, went camping. Do you know that was so peaceful? Just sit there.
We ain't going again, not in the heat.
No. We're going to do camping there. We're going to have a camping next time. But that's the most peacefulest time I had, because we was able to sit there among each other with no disturbance.
Yeah. And
I was able to love you and love you with just looking at you and hold your hands, talk, walk. We did everything. We ate breakfast together, ate dinner together. We actually had a good time. And that was the time that we should have been spending time with each other anyway. But that what people miss. It's time for us to stop finding errors to run away. No, find time to run to her.
Yeah.
Find time to lock in each other's arms. Find time to, love your children. Nowadays, it's to a point where the mom is in the bedroom looking at TV, so the father in the bedroom looking in the living room looking at TV, the kids on a PS4, PS5, the daughter outside on the phone with some jack behind food, the other daughter outside playing kickball. And it's like, where's this no more family oriented time? There's no time to be whole. We are one entity in this home. Why can't we find time to be one?
Yeah. Sheila Johnson says, was it love or lust that drew us together, not asking us the question, but just making the comment.
Sometimes it's comfortability,
Oh,
and that's
yeah.
worse.
Mm-hmm.
Since you got a good job and you pay all the bills, I'm gonna make a decision to be comfortable with you, so you
Mm-hmm.
can do this here until I get what I need to get.
Yeah, yeah.
And
But not just women do that, because
no, no,
you
no,
use a
no,
woman's
no,
voice.
no,
Men do
no.
that
Men
too.
are worse.
Yeah.
We are. I've never met so many men that more feminine than a little. And I'm not even talking about LGB. I'm talking about men that act worse than women. They gossip too much. They whines too much. They want to get their nails done more than the woman. Basically the woman can't even have the woman. She can't even have the mirror anymore because he had the mirror.
Mm-hmm.
Um, he need to be pleased, and the woman have to chase him down. I told a young lady, I said, if a woman chase me, I don't want her. What you mean? I said, because that's not my position to be chased. Why should a dog? Why should a cat chase a dog? That make no sense.
Mm-hmm.
Big as I am, I'm gonna sit there and allow a woman to control the relationship of the aspect of the relationship when I should initiate it myself.
Mm-hmm.
So now she understand that now she's the alpha. No, ain't no such thing alpha. We are in this together. When I approached my wife, I was scared as crap, but guarantee I approached her. No, I was interested, and I let her know I was. She didn't like me either. She did not like me at all. I did not care because it was not her job to like me. My job to show her what I have to offer her.
He chased me too.
And
He
I
chased
chased
me
her all the way
down
down.
until I said, God dang, man, what do you want? He was like, let me take you on a date.
Let me see what that be about.
I was like, all right, let's see how you gonna do with this woman I'm dating too.
You know, and the thing is
Oh my
no
goodness.
matter what, it was my job
Mm-hmm.
to be the man and show her what she was getting. And it was her job to say yes.
Yeah, I had never seen anybody do anything like that. Like this is when I came back to South Florida. Had lived in Atlanta for 10 years, and I came back to Florida. I just wanted God. But no matter where you go, there you are, right? And so, and the enemy is everywhere. You got to fight, these particular things. And I gotten into this relationship with this woman that was here, and it was really, really crazy. She tried to kill him. It was bad.
I did not care.
And so, but I watched him just really, he chased me like he was so gentle and so kind. And at one point I was like, I don't know what to do. And so he just continued to pursue, and I had to break up with this person, and it was hard, it was tough, uh to
But she
make
liked
that.
what she was receiving.
And we wasn't even having sex. It
No,
was
no,
just the
no.
fact that how he chased me, how he pursued me with such, not vigor, but he was just so gentle and so kind. And
You
and
know,
it was always, hey, how you doing? He would always grab my little hand,
uh,
and he was just so humble. He was like, hey, I brought you some little stuff. I'm like, this is cute. I've never been with somebody that brought me clothes. Like, he brought me a dress. He presented me with this dress. It was
bathing
so
suit.
pretty.
I mean, the thing is people think intimacy is sex. No, it's not. Intimacy is the time that you show the person that you're able to love them.
Hmm.
If I'm able to show you that I can love you better than you love yourself, why wouldn't you say yes to that?
Well, I didn't know. I didn't know that that's how you're supposed to hunt for a woman, because you was on
But
a hunt.
it wasn't for you to know, it was for me to do.
Well, you did.
And it's for you to accept. It's like once I present the vision of love to you, would you say yes or no? If it's the type of love you want, you're gonna say yes. If it's the type of love you don't want, you're gonna say no.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, we're mature enough to say that
No,
now.
but I'm just saying, but
Back
today,
then, it was
today,
crazy.
no, it still happened the same way, but today in time, it is not happening that way. Because it's either she chasing him and eventually he say, something, go ahead and marry her. So now that's comfortability and being
Mhm.
comfortable with a woman. And to the point where, so she chasing me, she got to provide. I ain't got time for it. Oh,
Mhm.
no, 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 no. Like I told my wife, when I was going through my little problem, my little trouble when she met me, I said, sweetheart, if you Take care of me for 1 year or year and a half. Have it go 2 years. I got you the rest of the way. She said, let me try. She tried. She tried it and see what happened. Guess what happened? 2 years in our marriage, she haven't worked since. You know why? It was my job. It's my responsibility. And while she was home, you think she was sitting home looking at TV? No, she was growing. As she was growing, she was going to school. At the same time, she was elevating herself mentally, spiritually, and physically. And on top of it, she began to speak differently. Because why? She was getting some substance. There you go. And she began to pour back into the home.
Mm-hmm.
And what we don't get is, if both of us not bring it to the table, it's a problem.
But see, like now, when you said that, because some women can do that and they get played. I was never the person that was going to get played. When you said it, I believed you because I saw the type of man you were, and I saw how you were being taken advantage of, and you were just mistreated. It's just so bad. It back then. It was horrible. And I said yes to that because I knew. I don't know how God put it in there because there was nobody but God. And I said, I'll do this. And it was because, and I wanted to, even in the midst of doing all of that, you were still never lazy. You did the best that you could. You were like, hey, this is all my check was, because, at the time he has another daughter, and she was like 2 or 3 at the time. And I mean, the state of Florida and child support can do you so dirty. I said, just give her the money. It's okay. Just give it to her. I can work at this. I can do this. I have, common sense. I'm good with, making the money, and he knew how to distribute it. So I trusted you, and I still trust you. Every penny that comes in this house, I don't have to, and I make money. Like, I'm not just, when I say I don't work for corporate America. I work for myself. So I go in, I make my own schedule. I do, what I'm going to do. And now that we've started another business, we just have to work a little bit more, but I still know how to delegate. And I'm a leader in that way.
Hmm.
But,
Like,
but, you know, um, I just knew that he would pour back into me. I just knew that he was a good man. It was like, how one man's trash is another man's treasure. Like this, it's like this woman threw him away. And I was like, oh my gosh, you gonna throw this good man away?
no, burn
Let
from it.
me
I mean, don't be able
let
to
me
take it away from it.
well, I'm just saying, like, she didn't see the potential in you. Some women can see a man and see how good they are,
Because,
and I mean, this man cooks like I mean, I don't have to ever go out. Oh my God,
but
I
dude,
don't understand. Some women are
it just
crazy.
dawned on me.
What?
She didn't see the potential in me because she saw the benefit of me.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, there is a
And that's
benefit,
the
but you got to see the
problem with
potential.
society. The majority of men and women do not see the potential in who they are dating. They see the benefit they get out of it. It's a scammer.
Mm,
It's
a
being
scam.
it's a scam. They're
Hmm.
scamming. Oh, the benefit. Oh no, that's benefit. Yeah, I'm gonna take
Hmm.
that. Oh no, they got a good job. I'm gonna take that. I mean,
Hmm.
it was one story that you showed me on Facebook of a young lady that you met, and the husband took her for a ride.
Oh yeah. Oh my gosh, I've been praying for this young lady. She's posted her information on her page. Her name is Shariza Jackson. She changed back to her maiden name, and it's millionaires or strong women get played too. She wrote a book, but her story is wow.
It's sad.
This her husband, her ex-husband now,
Yeah.
took her for everything, wiped this black woman clean.
Yeah,
And it's such it's a sad
it's a
story,
tragedy.
but you can see how she's really she's been praying, and there's so many women that have just uplifted her. I inboxed her, I was able to talk to her, and but she put her information out there for everybody to see. So this is public information, not me just blasting her stuff. This is public information. But her name is Shariza, Shareza Jackson. Go and check out her story, get her book. because some women could really benefit from seeing this, because sometimes there are men who will come and in sheep's clothing, and they're ravishing
Yes, you are.
wolves, and this man was a wolf, and he almost destroyed her. But God, he's a restorer, and she has some things that was restored to her. I mean, he tried to take this woman out, but go on her page. She's on Facebook. Her page is open. She has a whole studio, and it's a lot of things that she does. But I'm telling you, this man tried to really
Yeah.
destroy her. So
That's why we have to be prayed up and careful and who we letting into our camp.
I agree. But back then, I'm gonna say I just knew, like, I prayed. My prayer was, God, allow somebody to come into my life who will love me with my flaws and all. I never thought it would be a man. I
Oh no, it was going to be a man. I mean, well, people don't understand when God begin to move, He don't make no mistakes. He
Mhm.
puts you in a position to receive something to get out of it.
Mhm.
When a man and a woman come together, it's not but a ministry. I don't care how
Mhm.
you put it, because even in the Bible, the first ministry was marriage.
Right.
And when God ordained that marriage, He said, "Be fruitful and multiply." He didn't. He really did. And I believe He meant children, but I believe it's more. It went further than just children,
Oh, very good.
because we miss the opportunity to bless
Sorry.
somebody else, to help somebody else, to show somebody else, to be an example to somebody else by the love you have for your spouse.
Yeah. Yeah. That's really, really good, because sometimes people, with our children, they have an example. And I always tell them, I'm just like, there is no way that you don't have an excuse. Your father and I, we love you guys, and we love each other. We are affectionate with each other. And like the kids always say, yeah, we know you love daddy. Oh my God. But they not only do they hear us say it all the time, they're like, oh my gosh, get a room. It's like the whole house is ours.
Yes.
But they're, they just always, they see it so much, to where my oldest daughter is just like, I want something like that. And I'm like, you got to be patient. You're only 16. Be patient, and God will send you. Or when you're waiting, I have to teach you how to be a woman in waiting, and learn how to pray and how to seek the Lord for certain things, so that you can be that good thing whenever your husband comes to find you.
I think people miss that when you're growing
I
and you're
talk with my hands too
single.
much.
It's not that time to lay down. It's that
Hmm.
time to put in work with yourself, to learn how to love yourself.
Hmm.
How can you learn how to accept some love for somebody else, or give love to somebody else, when you don't even know how to love yourself back?
Hmm.
How can you expect to even understand your role of loving somebody when you don't even know how to be happy with yourself?
Right.
We have people that's unhappy and then bury somebody else and make their life miserable because they're unhappy.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Oh my goodness. I see that so much when we do our family therapy sessions, and I'm just like, well, why did you get married? What was the reason? What did you see? And sometimes I'm telling you, these women and these men, the answers they give, I can't tell them, you guys need to get a divorce. That's a decision they have to make on their own. But I try to give them different tools that they can use, to help their marriage. And some of it just doesn't work. And it's such a sad thing. But we need to move on into our next segment.
Yeah, yes. We've been on that long enough.
Yeah, we have. Actually, we've been on here for an hour, so I'm
It was a good
surprised at us.
conversation.
That was a very good conversation. I like talking with you.
Yeah, me too. I
It
actually
was
like it a
cool.
lot.
So we used to do this segment called what was it? Bedroom?
Pillow talk?
Yeah, pillow talk.
Yeah, all right.
It was pillow talk. And so I am going to just ask you one question, and this is something that we used to do um, with when we did the pillow talk. We used to have the cards, and we can't find the cards, so the cards had a lot of questions on there where we would just ask each other. So I'm gonna take a question from uh Pastor Sheila Johnson is actually on here, and she posted this question, and I'm gonna post it, and I want you guys to ask your spouses, was it love or was it lust that drew you two together? So we're going to answer the question on our end, and I would love for you guys, if you're, even if you're in the background, sometimes you guys, and this is what I find very interesting, is that you guys will be in the background watching, and that's okay. And you'll watch and you'll watch and you'll peek in, and then you don't want to be on, and that's okay. But while you're here, even if this show may not be for you, why don't you, maybe you don't want to comment, but share it, send it to somebody else that it may be for. You know somebody that is in this situation. You know someone that could use a little bit of help or some understanding, or they may even have some questions that they can ask us. We don't know everything, but God has the answer to all things. And we go to scripture on a lot of different things as well to help people. So, although we may not know everything, we know a little something. We've been through enough to be on here to talk about this. But so we're going to answer the question: was it love or lust that drew us together? Elise, answer.
For me, at that time, I was tired of garbage. I got tired of people saying they love me and they was not showing me love.
Mm-hmm.
So when I saw you, I saw what I knew someone I could have, I know I could love. So for me, it was love. It wasn't lust. I wouldn't even, honestly, I wasn't even looking at the point of having no type of intercourse with you at all or sexual contact with you. I just wanted to get to know you for you because I had a goal and I had a plan in my mind. I was going to be with you whether you want me or not. You was not going to get out my grasp. I was going to prove to you I could
Stalker
be your,
much?
nah. See, ain't no, see, stalker. They follow you.
Stalker
Stalker
much?
go to your house, be outside the door taking pictures, call you on the phone, hanging up the phone. No, what I did was I showed you the man I could be to you.
Mhm.
And God knows I did everything I knew I could have done. And the problem I could do is little things different. And I was so grateful when you said yes, because why? It showed my work was impressive.
So was it love or lust for me? To be honest with you, that drew us together. I think I told you, like, we were. He used to always take me to what's that restaurant? Um,
Mama Breeze,
Bahama Breeze, and it was the one in Hollywood, or the one, where is
the
it?
one in Pembroke.
In Pembroke. And so I remember taking the kids there just a few months ago, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, this is the one that your daddy, where I fell in love with your dad." I didn't know. I wrote a book a while back, and it's called "Coming Out: Memoirs of a Girl Screaming Within." And in the book, I call him the Bushman. He had like this big afro and all this facial hair. And I was like, this is just no, it's a no for me. And then, I didn't have any children, and he had this little girl that was on his neck. I was like, ain't no way I'm finna be with a man with no babies. I don't want to deal with no baby mama drama. I guess I had to eat them words because I dealt with the baby mama drama, all the craziness. But I wanted him. I wanted him so bad. I
And she
remember.
was mad.
So when he took me to Bahama Breeze, and I'm gonna say that it was God, because I had never felt the feeling that I still continue to feel when we're together. I feel so happy inside and so at peace and calm when you're with me, when we're just together. I'm gonna say that it was a God thing, because I didn't know what love was until I met you.
Well, do you not say I was somebody prophesied me to you?
So back when I was in Georgia, this was years ago. Like, I was like 19, maybe 20, and I was hanging out. You know my guy friend Shelton. Hey Shelton, if you're out here watching, so my guy friend Shelton, this is like one of my best guy friends, and we were walking to get something to eat because we lived in the neighborhood, but we would often walk to this particular restaurant, and we were getting some food, and we were coming out, and actually, no, we drove, and we were coming out because I remember he needed to get some gas. So we were coming out, and then there was this man that was there, and he was like, "Oh my gosh," he was like, "Young lady, come here, let me talk to you." And so my guy friend was like, no, he's real country too. He was like, no, you ain't trying to talk to this one. He was like, no, 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 no. He was like, oh my gosh. He was like, what God has in store for you, baby, you would never believe. He was like, you have a husband that loves you and you have children. And I was like, okay. And so my guy friend, he was like, well, did God tell you that she was gay? He was like, no. And he said, and the man said to him, and I'll never forget it, he said, what God has for her is more and anything better than any demon in hell could ever give to her. And I was just like, I paused and he paused and he was like, well, guess you didn't get no husband today. Let's go to the strip club. It was so unreal. But to be honest with you, I went home and I began to cry. And I said, God, and this is how I ended up coming back here. And I said, God, if it be your will, if this is not what you want me to do, you'll make it so that I don't have to be here. And I lost my job the next day. And I called my grandmother and I said, Grandma, can I come home? And she said, you can always come home, baby. And
Come on to
then
me.
17 years later, what he prophesied, I mean, this was just a stranger. And I never, of course, knew him. I didn't think that I was going to be with any man or anything. And that man spoke all the way into my life. So he saw my husband and he saw the children that I would have as well. So God has his way of getting to you. So, I'm thankful for that. Y'all see our cups? We got this as a wedding present. Mine says Mrs. You see my cup? Mine says Mrs. I think you should be able to see it.
Yeah.
And his is Mr. They're super cute. You gotta hide the glare. Nevertheless, it is almost time for us to go. If all hearts and minds are clear, and yes, Apostle Johnson, the fulfilled promise, God kept his promise. Because I did ask God to send me somebody that will love me, flaws and all. I've never been with anybody that like he accepts, he understands me. And this is why, like my husband never forced me to be anything other than what I am. And in that, and never, like he was never on me about like a lot of different things. And because he was always so calm and gentle with me, I wanted to change. And I asked God to show me how to be a better wife to him,
Yeah.
and how to be a better mother. And so far, he says that I'm doing pretty good. So I know I don't cuss no more. I ain't drinking and I ain't doing all the other stuff that I used to do. I want to be married. I want to be saved. I want to serve God. I want to continue to do the things that I am doing now, but better. I want to
Yeah.
I want to do it more. I want to be able to be influential
Right.
to other women as well. So, you know, we're doing what we're supposed to do.
Yeah. I mean, if people say, I'm doing right for God, but did not in the first beginning that God says, man, should find himself a wife, find himself a good thing. Did he not
Mhm.
say, man, love your wife as you love yourself? Did he not say, man, love your wife as I love the church? Is that not speaking ministry or prophecy to the men?
Mhm.
I think we missed that part.
Yeah.
We're
Yeah.
too busy looking at everything else. But the main thing that is in the eye,
Absolutely.
that's the word of God.
Well,
And we're gonna beat you to it.
you're just getting off so fast. Do
Now,
you guys have any comments or questions that you would like to ask us? Or is there a comment or a question that you would like to pose,
well,
that you would
discussion.
like for us to ask someone else, or even a discussion that you would like to discuss, or something that you would like for us to post later or discuss later? We would definitely love your suggestions. Sometimes we come on here, it can be a whim, or we would like to do this weekly, but as we're continuing to grow with our business, I don't know if we're going to be able to do this once a week, because then we have the marriage ministry at
Yeah.
church and so many other things. So We may have to just come on here when we got a good topic and when we feel like it.
Yeah, may not be live, or it may be pre-recorded.
Record, yeah, yeah.
But we definitely will read the comments and let us know what you think, what you like to hear from us, or what you like the discussion you want to talk about, or a question you have for me or my wife.
Mhm.
We're not scared of anything. We actually open with transparency on everything we do in our home because we want you to learn.
Well, not everything. They don't
not
even know all
everything.
our business.
But basically on how to love or how to be a better you. We're not trying to tell you how to do it, but we're gonna give you an example on how we did in our situation.
Hmm.
But you do what you do in your house, we do what we do in our house.
Right.
And whatever you don't do in your house, don't ask me about what I don't do in my house.
I think that you want to say is that we can help in terms of giving our experience and hope that it will bless you
Yeah,
to be able to see something different. Because if God can do it for us, and he can do it for you.
amen.
So, with that being said, we are going to bid you adieu. You all know that you can find us. We haven't been on here in a while, and I think we're tired. Like,
But we know now.
when I'm sleepy.
I mean, you can find us on Facebook.
You can find us on
Spotify.
Facebook. What did you just do? Oh my gosh, you haven't changed. You got to change that. Oh my gosh, look at the other videos from. So you can find us where, babe?
On Spotify,
Where else?
Amazon,
Uh-huh.
YouTube. What else?
You can find us on iHeartRadio.
Radio.
Not iHeart. You hungry?
iHeart Radio. You can find us on Apple Podcasts.
Yeah.
We almost everywhere.
We're almost everywhere. Yeah.
I mean, I believe if this word is for you, you're gonna get some out of it.
You're gonna get some. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you, Apostle. We love you too. We love you too. So we're gonna go ahead and sign off since there aren't any more questions, comments, or concerns. We're gonna go ahead and let you guys go. Thank you so much for coming on here and for the opportunity for us to speak life into you. So we bless God for you. We thank God for you. We're continuously praying for you, and I hope that you guys are praying for us as we continue to go forth in the Lord. So thank you guys. God bless you. God bless you. God bless you. And I pray that you have a good day. All right, now, y'all be blessed.
Stay blessed.